NAIA All-American in 1972 and 73, North Carolina AT&T's Al Holland threw 4 no-hitters in college, 1 in each year he pitched. And his no-hitter as a freshman against North Carolina Central included 25 strikeouts. He led the nation in strikeouts as a freshman, and despite a transition from NAIA to NCAA prior to his junior year, continued to dominate the competition as he led the Aggies to a share of the MEAC title in both his junior and senior years. His 1975 ERA was 0.26, a figure that remains one of the best single-season ERAs in NCAA history, and he finished his career with a 30-5 record.
0.26 ERA, and that's not, we heard Joe Arnold talking about these guys pitching 25 innings. That's over a full season, that 0.26.
Yeah, that was a whole season. It was a whole season.
I don't know if people know, you threw hard. You were, at the time, you were one of the hardest throwers in the game.
To be honest, we still don't know how hard I was throwing as a college pitcher. I was blessed. Growing up as a kid, all we did was throw rocks and bricks every day. Me and my brothers used to have apple fights. We threw apples at each other all the time. They were the only guys that would catch me in the neighborhood. Nobody else would catch me. And then when I used to bruise their hand, the fireman across the street used to play catch. So I had to play catch with a brick wall and just continue. I just loved to throw. All I did as a kid was just throw. I got a lot of whippings for breaking windows and car windows and stuff like that. But I could walk down the street to the store, and it was maybe 20 yards, and I'd throw 15 rocks before I get there. So I mean, throwing was just came natural to me.
You mentioned your brothers. You pointed them out. You got your brothers here and your wife. Tell us who we got with us.
I got my 2 brothers. They're my baby brothers. My baby brother he's about 6'1", 220 now, 210. The other one is about 6'4", 240, 250. We all played football together. I played 4 years of football in college, and so did they. Dr. Gerald Holland is at the University of Wisconsin La Crosse. He's an educator.
And your wife's here as well.
And my wife.
And
my wife for 40 years. We just celebrated 40 years June the 14th.
All right.
40 years. Yeah. She kept me straight.
I know you won the relief pitcher of the year. I saved you there by reminding you to talk about your wife because you almost forgot that.
No,
you had. Were you saving that for later?
Yeah, I was going to say that. You guys don't understand. If you don't have a good woman, she don't keep you looking good, groom good, and tell you about your language. Keep you straight. She'll keep you straight, and she's good at that. I love her to death.
Hey, I was reading a quote you had about pitchers using steroids, and you were saying, I was 200 pounds of a raw, mean machine.
Yes.
And so you didn't need any steroids.
If steroids was in my era, I probably would have thrown 120 miles an hour. I mean, I'm being honest. See, understand something. I never learned how to throw a breaking ball until I got into professional ball. All I had was a 2-seam fastball and a 4-seam fastball. And there was nobody in the game that stood in the batter's box with a bat that I was afraid of. It did not matter who it was. I challenged you and dared you to hit it. And to me, as a pitcher, that's the key to being a successful pitcher. How bold are you to challenge guys when you know they're good fastball hitters? I used to get in people's head. I used to walk halfway down the home plate and tell them, fastball inside. Go back up on the mound and throw a nice little 2-seamer that would hit the outside, and the guy would look at me, and I said, don't ever trust me. So, you get inside the opposing hitter's head, and I had to do that because I was throwing one pitch. I threw one pitch most of my major league career. That's why they made me a closer. Now, there again, I'm going to tell you how blessed I was. I pitched 58 consecutive innings with the San Francisco Giants and didn't give up a hit at the major league level. And, I didn't think nothing else about it, but a lot of people said, hey, man, don't you realize that's almost 3 no-hitters? I said, hey, cuz it ain't consecutive. It's like, over 20-some days. Frank Robinson was the manager, and he used to tell me, he says, Al, I'm going to give you a day off. I say, did I ask for a day off? And he says, no, but you've pitched 14 days in a row. I say, when I'm tired, I'll let you know. My whole thing when I was with the Phillies, Paul Owens used to do the same thing. I said, Pope, I'll tell you when I'm tired. I says, I get in the groove, man. I want the baseball. Just give me the baseball when the game's on the line, and I'll have some fun.
What was it like for you to get the call, playing at North Carolina A&T and say, hey, you're going to be in the Hall of Fame?
Mike called me and said I was being considered. I said, considered for what? He said, you're going to be inducted. We were considering about thinking National Baseball College Hall of Fame. I said, what? He said, yeah. I said, me? He said, yeah, man. He said, you had impressive college career. I said, who knows about it? because I'm from a small black school in Greensboro, North Carolina, and we were called the Aggies. And we played an all-black conference, MEAC. It was the CIAA, and then we branched off and became the MEAC. We never had a chance to play against the likes of Vanderbilt, UVA, Virginia Tech, North Carolina, Duke, or anybody like that. We always had to play Pfeiffer College, Guilford College, High Point College. And, we never got the notoriety of playing against a bigger school. And I think they were afraid because we would have beat them. You don't know the adrenaline that we got as a small black school when we had a chance to play against High Point College. High Point College at one point, I think one year, they were ranked number 2 in the country in the NAIA. So when we played them 2 times in 1 year and beat them, it was they were embarrassed. And we would have embarrassed some of them other schools if we'd have got a chance. But we wanted that opportunity. We thrived for that opportunity. A&T didn't have a good baseball program until I got there. And I'm not patting myself on the back, but they didn't. I went to college I went there on a football scholarship. Baseball was secondary. And the Hornsby Howell let me play baseball, and he let me go out there and I put up some pretty good numbers, and they let me stay. So, and that's how, that's how it all happened. I started out in high school, football, basketball, baseball. I was All-American in all 3 sports. I get to college, I played football and baseball. Then I dropped football, and I go on to play baseball. So, there's nothing else to do now, just relax.
If we took you out in the parking lot right now with a radar gun, you don't have it anymore?
I couldn't throw a baseball from here to that baseball head trophy right now. That's the truth.
Okay, well, you're not throwing rocks anymore. You got
no,
all that out of your system now.
I don't throw rocks anymore. I don't throw rocks anymore.
Well, congratulations again, Al Holland.
Thank you. Thank you very much.